Welcome to Inclusive Voices Media. This is Glendale City Council Candidate Series. Local elections matter because the decisions made at the City Council level directly impact everyday quality of life, from public safety and housing to business development to traffic to parks and, of course, community services. That's why it is so important to stay informed, to get involved, and most importantly, cast your vote. In the interest of keeping our audience informed, we wanted to bring you this very special candidate interview series featuring the people who want to serve on the City Council, on the Glendale City Council. And in the interest of fairness, of course, and equal treatment for all of the candidates, we followed the same protocol for every single interview. All candidates were invited and given the opportunity to select a time slot on the same interview day. Each interview was limited to 10 minutes. All interviews were conducted live to tape. That means we recorded the interviews continuously without stopping, without editing, without retakes, without do-overs. Additionally, every candidate was asked the exact same questions with some follow-ups, and no candidate received questions in advance. Our goal here at Inclusive Voices Media is to provide voters with a fair, transparent, and consistent platform so you can hear directly from the candidates and make an informed decision at the ballot box. Interviews are published one at a time and in alphabetical order. Thank you for watching. Please remember to vote. Hi, I'm Silva Harapetian. Welcome to our candidate series where we are interviewing the people who are running for Glendale City Council seats. With me today, Dr. Carolyn Kaloostian. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
10 minutes starts now, so I'm going to jump right into the questions. First question is about housing. Glendale is under increasing pressure from the state of California to build more housing while residents are concerned about traffic and neighborhood character and infrastructure impact. How would you balance the need for additional housing while preserving the quality of life in Glendale?
Great question. It is a serious issue here, and I think we need to have options. What I've been seeing is we're doing huge high-density housing apartments with not a lot of parking, and we have a right to be concerned about the infrastructure and the traffic. So my recommendation, and what I'll support, is to really improve and incentivize the renovation of our older, charming buildings where they have rental caps, so it actually will keep the cost down, and we could also incentivize those older buildings to modernize their utilities and actually bring costs down for that building as well. And that's how I would like to see our housing number go up for affordable housing. The other way is what LA did. What they did, the only thing they did well is they used the adaptive land ordinance, which basically we can convert commercial buildings that are less utilized since COVID. We can actually convert them to condominiums. And I think that would be great because my hope is we can provide equity to our residents, which is how I actually was able to buy my own house, is get a small condo and then eventually be able to purchase a home.
Could you talk a little bit more about how you think Glendale should manage and align itself with what the state of California is telling us that we need to do in regards to the number of housing that needs to be built and available here in the city?
Yeah, there's very little you could do about what's being mandated. Mandates are, we have to follow them. We have to. We don't have a choice. If we don't, they will choose for us, or else we will lose the ability to be a city on our own. We will lose that. So we have to work with them. But as I do it in my practice in family medicine and geriatrics, it's an art. You have to have options for the residents that fit that, but are with us in mind. And we can't just do the same cookie cutter, what everyone does, one size fits all. We have to provide those options, and it's something I feel I'm very strong at.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next question. We can always come back to housing. The next question is about budget. Glendale is facing significant budget pressures and must make difficult decisions involving reserves, involving hiring freezes, and also deferred capital projects. What are your top spending priorities, and where would you reduce costs if revenues continue to decline?
Absolutely. This is one of the reasons I'm running. I think we need to really look with a fine-tooth comb, maybe with a forensic analysis. Where is this money going? We used to have an $800 million budget. Now we have a $1.2 billion budget. Plenty of money. Where is it going? And you see that some of the auditing is not happening as frequently as it should be. So we absolutely need to look about where we're spending, and we need to make those cuts based off that analysis. I also think we need to think about revenue. We started getting taxed more and more, and there's another tax coming around, maybe a vacancy tax. I'm against all new taxes. We need to build revenue. And the way you do that, because for me, to your question, what's the most important? It's public safety. And after the fires, after what we saw in Altadena, we need to have water security. Glendale has plenty of water. We just need to capture it. And there are grants that will help us pay for that. And it will build revenue because we will supply not just Glendale, but also our neighboring cities. So I want, again, look at with a fine-tooth comb where we're spending inefficiently, do better auditing, absolutely. And I do this for USC and the Quality Committee, and then also build some revenue with priority being public safety.
Okay, moving on to mobility. That's a big issue here in Glendale, is facing congestion, pedestrian safety concerns, pressures to modernize transportation infrastructure. There is, of course, the bus rapid transit line that's going to come through Glendale. What is your approach to improving mobility for drivers, for bicyclists, for pedestrians, considering the needs of the businesses as well? And I have a follow-up to that when we get to it.
So again, part of the mandate and part of what we voted on is that we do want more mobility. So I don't think there's a question, should there be or shouldn't there be? And so we want to just, like I said before, have creative options, not a one-size-fits-all. Just because a bus rapid transit is what other cities prefer doesn't mean our city or town needs that. There are other options. For instance, one of the options we can think about and what we've done in the past and really enjoyed in the past was a vintage trolley. However, how about a solar electric vintage trolley, which will connect, not only help the mobility issue, but it will connect our business districts to each other. And so it would fit the charm of the town, maybe enhance even the business vitality. And I know I would take that over the bus. A little easier, senior friendly, family friendly.
I see that. Now, continuing on to that same question here, how do we balance the priorities of what everyone needs here? Like, who should receive top consideration? Is it the pedestrians? Is it the drivers? Is it the bicyclists? How do we balance all of that?
I think a great question, and the word in family medicine and geriatrics is balance. There isn't one priority. It's everyone's important. And I know that sounds like, oh my God, but that's what we do in family medicine. I don't put your heart over your brain, over your skin, or the acute issues that brought you in today. They're all important. The key is tact. How do you address all of them, but putting each and every person and business health first? It's what I love to do. It's what I wake up. It's what I try to free up my time to do more of. So I think there's many ways of doing that. Understand what everybody wants, what are the requirements and mandates from above, and go ahead and making that, having options for that. And on my website and my platform, we have lots of options already, working with different researchers and of course surveying the community.
Oh, we have a few more minutes. Yeah, right. Is there any question you'd like to go back to and be more specific on?
I think I'd like to talk a little bit about, increasing the vitality of our small businesses with the mobility. Besides the trolley we had talked about, I want to make sure that the viewers know that I want to donate my city council salary. I don't want any city money. I want to make sure that we put that back into small businesses. And I am going to ask and hope that the other winning council members can actually contribute as well. I would be excited to see that work together to go directly to our small businesses. So it helps with the frontage, a fresh new coat of paint, bring in light, so that the research shows it will keep loiterers away, it will bring revenue into our small businesses, and again, contribute to the health of our city.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell our viewers and readers and listeners where they can find more information about your campaign.
Great. So I'm Dr. Carolyn Kaloostian. I'm a physician and professor at Keck Medicine of USC. Have a flexible schedule, and so I'm really hoping I'll be one of your voices and votes for Glendale City Council. We have a lot more information on the website, drkforglendale.com. Check out my Instagram. Really want to make sure that it's a collaborative effort, whatever we do, all the options we decide on council, and looking forward to the teamwork ahead.
Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm Silva Harapetian. See you next time.